Hey everyone, my name is Prashant Lanjewar. Today we are discussing about difference between red team and blue team. So, what is red team? Red team is made up of offensive security experts who try to attack an organization cybersecurity defense. So, so what are the, so what how does red team work? The first of all, the red team first is goal setting. Second is reconnaissance. Third is pen testing reveal vulnerabilities. Fourth is phishing exercise, leverage vulnerabilities. Fifth is exploitation. Sixth is internal access. Seventh is escalation. And eighth is red team reaches target. So we are jump to the what are what are common red team tactics. First is email and phone based social engineering. The most of the companies red team done is social engineering. Why? Because social engineering is easy to attack through dumpster diving, through shoulder surfing, and through email we can do phishing. Second is network service exploitation. Unpatched or misconfigured network can provide an attacker with access to privileged inaccessible network or sensitive information. Third is physical facility exploitation. People have a natural inclination to avoid confrontation, thus gaining to secure facility often and easy as following someone through a door. Fourth is application layer exploitation. Application layer like web applications are often the first thing a attacker sees when looking at organization network perimeter. Exploiting like cross-site scripting, SQL injection, cross-site request forgery can give an attacker and foothold from which to execute further attacks. Let's let's go for next. What are the red team exercise example? Red team activities include pen testing, in which red team member attempts to access the system using a variety of real world techniques. Second, social engineering. Social, as we seen in previous slide, social engineering which aim to manipulate employee or other network member into sharing, disclosing, or creating a network credential. So this the basic attack is like social engineering. Third is intercepting communication in order to map the network or gain more information about the environment in order to circumvent common security techniques. And the fourth is cloning an administrative access card to gain entry to unrestricted areas. Let's 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 move to next slide. What is blue team? Blue team is like is is opposite to red team. Blue team defends blue team defends against and respond to the red team attack. In IT security team where to make improvement to stop suffocated types of cyber attacks threats. The IT security is then responsible for maintaining internal network against various types of risks. So blue team is like opposite of red team. They basically defend the attacks. Let's move to the next slide. How does a blue team work? The first of all, monitoring tools are basically or often allow information regarding access to system to be logged and checked for usually activity. N- Blue team also regular checks of the system, for example DNS audit, internal or external, and capturing sample network traffic for analysis. And second is the blue team have also security measure around key asset of an organization. Blue team also perform through web application vulnerabilities for defending web application. So blue team perform risk assessment by identifying threats against each asset. The weakness this state can exploit by evaluating the risks, prioritize it, and blue team develops an action to implement control that can lower the impact. So let's see, for example, a blue team may identify the company network is vulnerable to DDoS. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service Attack. This attack reduces the availability of the network to legitimate user by sending incomplete traffic requests to a server. Each of these requests require resources to perform an action, which why the attack severely crimps a network. So the team calculates if the team then calculates the loss in case threats occur based on cost benefit analysis and aligning with business objective. Blue team would consider the installing a detection and prevention system to minimize the risk of DDoS attack. So let's move to the next slide. Blue team examples. Examples of blue team include DNR research. Second, conducting digital analysis to create a baseline of network activity, more easily spot unusual or suspicious activity. Third is reviewing and confirming monitor security software through the environment. Fourth, ensuring a perimeter security method such as firewall, antivirus, anti-malware functions, anti-malware software are properly configured are up to date. Fifth, employing least privilege access, which means that organization grants the lowest level of access possible to each user or device to help limit lateral movement across the network in the event of breach. Sixth, leveraging miscrossegmentation, a security technique that involves dividing perimeters into small zones to maintain separate access to every part of the network. Let's move to the next slide. Benefits of red team and blue team exercise. Implementing of red team and blue team strategy allows organization to actively test the existing cyber defense and capability in low risk environment. By engaging these two groups, it is easy to continuously involve the organization security strategy based on company unique weakness and vulnerabilities. As the latest real world techniques identify the misconfigurations, coverage gaps in existing security products, raise healthy competition among security personnel, and foster cooperation among the IT and security teams. Build the skills and maturity of the organization security capable within safe, low risk trained environment. Let's move to the next slide. The basic difference between is like red team provide offensive approach. They perform a attack, and the blue team perform a defense side. Let's say red team let is simulated adversary attempting to identify and exploit potential weakness within the organization, and blue team incident response consult the IT security team where to make improvements to stop suffocating types of cyber attacks and threats. Let's Thank you guys. Thank you everyone.